Hi everybody, it's Jeff Anthony here at Palm Harbor Homes at the Factory Store in Fort Worth. First, I want to start off by hoping that your holiday season was full of joy and that 2022 turns out to be a very great year for you. What I wanted to do, as always, is provide you information that will be valuable in making your purchase decision. We know that in today's world, things are moving very quickly. Interest rates are really low. Pricing continues to fluctuate. But with all that being said, there's really nothing that should keep you from purchasing a home other than the lack of knowledge. So what I wanted to do today was kind of go over the list of lenders that are known in our industry to be able to finance a manufactured home and the two different ways that you can finance your manufactured home. Okay, so the biggest question I get is, how do I finance my manufactured home? And the answer I typically give, and I know it sounds kind of rude, but I'm not trying to be rude in any way, it's 100% truthful, is you apply for financing. That really is the only way. I'm not a lender where I can tell you based on your credit and based on your income and based on your risk factors whether or not you're going to get approved. The only way you're going to find out is by actually applying. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that we can't sit and evaluate what it's gonna probably turn out to be. Okay, so I'm not going to go far into details because I'm not a licensed mortgage person, but just basic knowledge of what I know. There's a few factors that come into financing anything, okay, let alone a home. One is going to be based on your ability to pay back the loan that you're trying to obtain. If you have, and that ability really is the most important thing, because even if you have superb credit, if you don't have the ability to pay back the loan, you're probably going to get denied. Okay, so let's say that you've co-signed for 6-7 people and they're able to pay that car, but you're not. When you come to purchase, they're going to use those debts against you in some cases. So that may keep you from being able to qualify. So the biggest thing I tell everybody is the ability to pay back the loan is what is key in being able to have a lender be able to give you an approval. The second factor is going to be your down payment ability. Depending on how credit worthy you are, there is lenders out there that will ask you for absolutely no money down. And then there's going to be some that are going to be like, your credit's not the best, so we need you to buy out the risk for us, but we'll be willing to give you a loan based that you can pay the loan back and your down payment. So down payment is a big deal. We get a lot of calls for the first time home buyers program. That is huge right now. What I tell everybody is the only person that can answer that question for you is the bank, because that specific program for first-time home buyers, there's some caveats that get rolled into the lender in order for them to get money from the government to cover your down payments. That's as much as I know. Now, once again, I'm not the lender, but that's just carnal knowledge that I do understand. So I won't sit here and tell you, yeah, we just to get you into my office. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, we do that, we can do it, and then not deliver on it. Okay, all I can do is say, hey, I can give you the list of lenders that we use. You can contact them directly, and if they are willing to do the first time home buyer program with you, then that's great, because we want to work as a team and not just as an individual on trying to work and get you into your home. It's going to be a team effort. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. As you can see, all of this is dependent on the lender, not the seller. Okay, is there any special magic that any of us as retailers do? The answer is no, it isn't. Now, the one thing is that some of us are pretty crafty and full of knowledge, that when we talk to the lender, we understand what they're wanting and we ask specific questions to help get you to the point that you're able to get approved with them. okay? And that kind of experience goes a long ways, okay? So when you go out to purchase a manufactured home, I highly suggest you seek someone who has the experience when it comes to getting you into a home. I have 17 years of experience selling and financing manufactured homes through these list of lenders that we're going to go through. And then beforehand, I used to work for a lender prior to coming selling manufactured homes. So I have some experience. I'm not a lender though, but I know what kind of obstacles you may face, and we can get through them together. All right, so 2 different types of ways you can finance your manufactured home, okay? I'm gonna hit the big elephant in the room, what is called a land home package. What does that mean and what does it entail? Okay, a land home package is in reference to financing. You are financing a home that we're selling to you and involving land. Doesn't mean that you're going to go out and buy land if you have land already. You're just involving your land. You may be using it as equity for your loan, so you can be able to get into it without having to come out of pocket with money. You're still involving land, whether it's paid off or if you have a little bit that's left, or you're financing whatever, refinancing that to your new loan. It still involves the land. So that's what a land home financing is. Palm Harbor does not do what we call a back-end loan. We are not going to build you a home, deliver it onto your property, and then have you seek financing. We are going to use something called a construction loan. What this does, it puts all the risk onto the bank, because once you go to close, we know you have guaranteed funds, and we're going to start the process of ordering your house, doing improvements, and so forth. So despite what happens between the time you close and the time you move into your home, the bank's at risk for that whole entire thing, okay? So that's just kind of how we do things. The only time we'll do what they call a back-end loan or a standard real estate loan is if literally we went out, bought land, put a home on there, and then we're selling it at the full asking price of what the market is doing. That at that time we're willing to do, because we put our own assets, whether you purchase it or not, we own the land, we own the home, we're gonna make our money from it, okay? That's really the concept of it. Once again, I hope you're not taking any of this as far as me trying to be rude. I'm just trying to really explain it to you in the simplest forms of things. Understand, we're a company that's focused strictly on manufacturing homes. We're not in the real estate market. We're not investors. With that being said, there is times we go out and buy foreclosed homes and resell them, because we're trying to generate income for our company so we can stay employed, make sure we're able to take care of people and so forth on there. But our main focus is manufacturing. We're a manufacturer of homes, and that's our concentration. So the construction loan would be key for your land home package, okay? The other form is chattel. This is very simple. This is what we call financing the home. That's it. You're not involving land whatsoever. You're not using it as collateral. You're not titling it in. You're just basically financing the home. It's like a personal home mortgage that you're pooling versus a standard real estate loan for the home itself, okay? It's really that simple. Okay, now there is lenders that allow us to do some improvements that, in this case, I'll give you a good example. So my family, my in-laws, they have a piece of property. Let's just say they have a piece of property and it's in a trust, or my in-laws are like, hey, well, we want you to go ahead and put a home on there. We're not going to charge you any rent. Go ahead and put it on there, but you cannot use the land as collateral whatsoever. But the property needs a septic, the property needs a water meter, or property needs electric. You're kind of in a conundrum, right? You're like, okay, I have land and I can get finance for the home, but what do I do about these extra costs? Right now, those extra costs, they may be minimal or they can be really expensive. Prior to foundations and skirting and steps of that nature, site work by itself, or like a sewer tap or septic, a water meter, an electrical meter, bringing in a pole and doing all the utility connections, that stuff is running about $25,000. Where are you going to get that money, right? I have to give a down payment. I have to do this. Where am I going to do it? How can I do it? Easy answer. Some of these chattel lenders will allow you to put X amount of dollars for improvements. And that way, even though the cost goes up, your down payment doesn't go up that much, because it's based off whether 5, 10, 15, 20, 40% down. You're not giving 100% of that money that you're actually trying to raise to put your utilities. I can really go over that with you in detail. All you got to do is set an appointment up with me, and I'll really break it down to common sense for everyone. I tell everybody I'm not a super smart guy, but doing it, it finally gets in there that I can have that amount of patience with you guys as well. So where it makes it's pretty understandable for you. All right, cool. So those are the two ways we finance manufactured homes. So let's talk about who are the lenders in our industry that can finance your home. Okay, we're going to start with Country Place Mortgage. Now, Country Place Mortgage is owned by Cascade Industries, which is our parent company as well. Even though it is owned by our company, we don't force Country Place down your throat. But you will see when you speak to them or you look at their rates, you'll see how competitive they are. You'll also see the different programs they have available for you. They're very versatile when it comes to financing a manufactured home. Now, Country Place Mortgage offers chattel and they offer land home as well. So you have the ability to look at which way is best for you. Okay, so on the chattel, there is just home only financing. On land home, they offer 4 different programs. Okay, veterans, they have a VA program for you. Okay, people that don't have a lot of down payment or not the best of credit, they do offer FHA financing programs for you. They also offer USDA financing. Not a whole lot of people know what that is. It is an amazing program. It is a 0 down program. If you qualify for it, there's a bunch of qualifying things that come to it. You can speak to the loan officer directly regarding that program. But if you're okay with moving into more of a rural area, rural, right outside, or in the sticks, this may be the program for you. And then lastly is a conventional loan. This is a conventional loan that fits all the qualifying marks for it to be insured by an entity outside of Country Place. Okay, so that's Country Place Mortgage. The next one is Cascade Financial. They're a great partner when it comes to financing our manufactured homes. Just like Country Place Mortgage, they offer chattel financing and they also offer land home. Okay, so their land home programs, just like Country Place Mortgage, they for veterans, they offer you a VA program, they offer you an FHA program, and then they offer you a conventional financing program that doesn't fall under the qualifying marks for it to be insured through an outside source. What this does, it allows you as the buyer to have more options in case, let's say, the area that you live at, there's not a lot of manufactured homes being resold there, so your appraisal comes in short. They have an ability where they can just appraise the land by itself, and then they tell the seller, hey, this is the most that you can sell this manufactured home. So they limit it in what we can finance. But the nice thing is that land is continuously selling, and land is like gold. So you can use that land equity, or you can use the ability to purchase land based on what the market is doing. That is something that can't be done on lenders like Country Place Mortgage, because they're following under those guidelines that are there. Cascade is a really good financial institution that is able to get loans outside of the box. Okay. The next one is the giant of manufactured home lending, which is 21st Mortgage. They offer chattel and land home as well. And just like Cascade, they offer that conventional non-qualifier loan. Once again, really aggressive. They offer a 30-year note as well. You can finance less. They go, as far as financing, they go the deepest. They go out and give people chances to purchase a home and land. They're really known well for the second chance buyer. We know life has happened. Life has happened to me. I'm not afraid to share that, but it's a good way to tell people we can overcome situations that come in our life with lenders such as 21st Mortgage. Okay. The last lender that I'm going to show here has the ability, just like the previous three, to do both chattel and land home, which is Triad. Following the steps of Cascade and 21st, they're also doing that conventional non-qualifying loan as well. Okay. Actually, I'm wrong. There's one more. Or no, I was right. Okay. Now we're going to go into some lenders that are specific for land home or specific for chattel. Okay. So there's only one more land home lender, which is AMCAP Home Loans. AMCAP offers VA, FHA, and the standard conventional qualifying loan itself. So with them, they are also just a bit like 21st, where they're willing to take loans and really evaluate loans for those who are looking for the second chance. So a great lender for that. Okay. Now the next lender is Credit Human. They are a Texas-based lending institution out of San Antonio, and they're really phenomenal. If you have a really good credit or decent credit, good credit on upwards, they have some very aggressive programs for their chattel loans. They offer really low rates for people with high down payments. The lower the risk, the lower the rate. The higher the risk, the higher the rate. That's probably the best way I can explain that. But they're super aggressive, but they're based out of here, out of San Antonio, Texas. The last lender that I'm going to talk about is Common Sense Lending. They're a fairly newer lending institution, and when I mean newer, I mean like 10 years. They're not like just yesterday. But in comparisons to Country Place Mortgage, Cascade, 21st, Triad, these guys have well over 20 years when it comes to financing manufactured homes itself. On their 21st has been around for a very long time. Common Sense is just the new guy. They concentrate solely on chattel deals. They have different programs available for different credit scales as well. But they do offer financing for almost everybody based on your credit and down payment. So those are the lenders that we typically see here in our industry. I'm not saying that there isn't more, but these are the most common lenders for manufactured homes. Okay, so the other question I get asked tons is, can I use my own lender? I can only specifically speak as far as the way we do transactions here. It's a yes and a no answer at the same time. Okay, so how is it a yes? Well, the yes part is that we're never going to deny receiving funds from somebody, but the funds have to be received in the way that are commonly expected in our industry, the way Country Place Mortgage, Cascade, 21st, Triad, AMCAP, Credit Human, and Common Sense pay out in these draw systems. We expect the same from them. As long as they can fall under the same guidelines as every other manufactured home financer that's out there, we'll be willing to go ahead and accept it. Remember, we're not in the business to take risk. That's not what we do. we allow the banks to take the risk because they're the ones that will basically go after you. We don't want to be the bad guys and going after somebody because something failed in between. That's really the main concept behind it. You can love it, you can hate it, but I think you can respect the fact that that's what we're trying to do, is do the right thing and allow the people who are built for financing to handle that. We don't do any internal financing ourselves. We just want to make sure that it's done in a proper way, that the proper people who go to do those things handle those things for you. So as always, if you have questions, you can always leave us a comment, or you can email us or give us a call. We're here Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I typically take lunch between 12:30 and 1. So if you happen to call in that time period, just leave me a message and I'll try to get back to you. So now that we talked about financing, what home can you buy? If you follow us on Facebook with the link below, it'll take you to our shop. That's going to show you homes that are available now and also within the next 90 days. Pricing is included in there. The pricing represents basically normal delivery and setup within 100 miles of our location here at the factory in Fort Worth. It includes your AC, it includes your vinyl skirting and steps. If you happen to be outside of the 100 miles, don't fret. We can give you a quote based on that past those 100 miles. Basically, if you're wanting to figure that out ahead of time, use about $25 per additional mile. If you multiply that, that should give you a general estimate of what it would cost to get you that specific home to your location. But once you purchase from us, we will actually make that pretty black and white. I'm being on the over safe side with that $25 additional on there. So, but as always, I appreciate you, your time. We look forward to hearing from you. God bless.